Yeah, I'm Animal Code Enforcement Officer Danita Thompson. I enforce City Ordinance 462, which is the animal code for the city. That would include running at larges, cruelties, big hoarding cases, or puppy mill situations. And we also are responsible for public safety in regards to rabies control. I have been with the city just under 3 years. I've actually been a field officer for a little over 2 years. I started in the kennel, which that experience was essential to my personal safety. I learned to read animal body language and animal handling skills, which has saved me on more than one occasion in the field. My end goal was to get into cruelty investigations. That's where my true passion is, and I consider myself very fortunate that right now that's what I'm doing. I never know how my day is going to play out. You have to be flexible. In distress calls come in, JSO assists, which I also help out with, as all field officers do. Typically, though, I'll get a complaint. I will answer the complaint going to the address. If possible, I will contact the individual, the citizen that called the complaint in. Unfortunately, especially with cruelty complaints, in most cases, not all, but in most cases, those are made anonymously. People do not want the animal owners to know who called in the complaint for fear of retribution or creating neighbor issues. A lot of people aren't aware of the fact that if you feed an animal for 21 days, legally that animal belongs to you. They don't know that a chain has to be 10 foot long to tie their dog up with. If there's minor violations, you work with them, you explain it, they come into compliance, everybody's happy. It's a win-win situation. You know, you have another educated individual who's going to pass it on to other people. If it's a very bad situation, obviously sometimes it's warranted for citations immediately. I do issue citations as a part of my job. The citations we issue are civil. 1 day a week, every other week, a magistrate hears our cases with it because they are code violations. The only thing I care about is that dog tied up right there on that short chain in the blazing sun with no shelter and no water. That's all I care about. When I bring an animal in, when I was doing running at larges, I learned very quickly, you bring them in, you put them on the run. You can't keep following up. Okay, did they get reclaimed? Did they get humanely euthanized? You've got to let it go. It will take a toll on you. And co-workers told me that from the get-go. There was a cruelty I brought in a year ago. It was May 28th last year. She was a pit bull, and her mate had already died and been buried. The owner already had her grave dug for her. She wasn't dying fast enough, so somebody decided to speed up the process and put a bucket of antifreeze poison out for her. It was her only form of hydration. Bless her heart, she didn't touch it. I called the rescue coordinator. I said, look, we got to do something. An emergency email went out to all the rescue groups. She went into rescue. I visit her to this day. To this day, I look at the before and the after, and you wouldn't even recognize her as being the same dog.
Wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Where